Stay tuned. Filter next.
Which game character dishes out the most attitude? Who's always looking for trouble, and why is it good to be bad? It's time to take a look at some guys that are too cool for school as we break down gaming's biggest bad boys right here, right now on Filter. I'm Diane Mizota, and welcome to Filter. A hand-picked top 10 video game countdown is voted on by you, the viewer, at d4tv.com. What would you call a guy who drops mad attitude, constantly looks for trouble, and always walks 2 steps to the left of right, but, and a major but here, always gets the job done while racking up the style points? While some people might come up with labels like troublemaker or hellion, I prefer bad boy. And when it comes to doing it and doing it right, I don't care what your mama told you. Sometimes you gotta be bad to be good. So what makes a bad boy bad, and who are some of the baddest around? Here's what a few people had to say.
Video game bad boy is somebody who gets your blood boiling. Guy who walks softly, talks softly, carries a big stick, but he just blows away everybody in a room.
A bad boy is someone who he's not out to save the princess, he's not out to save the world, he's just out to maybe get the princess into bed.
I think characteristics that define a bad boy are, spikes, colored hair, aloof, loner.
Muscles, you gotta have the scruffy beard.
Go ahead, shoot me, I'm gonna kick your ass anyway.
Well, it's probably a guy that plays by his own rules.
A bad boy is a good guy, but he's not necessarily a nice guy.
They're often characters who are criminals or flawed in some way, who have a core of goodness to them, who want to do something good.
Loving yet stern. You kind of have to go in there, guns blazing, and let them know that you're here. You don't approve of the things they're doing, but at the same time, you're not gonna be soft on them. You're gonna put the smack down.
Now that we know what it takes to be bad, let's see who's got what it takes to be baddest. We begin at number 10 with Cain, the hero from the Legacy of Kain series. This vampire may not be down with humankind, but he's even less fond of the Seraphim, an evil group of religious zealots which he's looking to mow down. The temperamental blood sipper doesn't let much get in his way. Of course, you wouldn't either if you could kill with your bare hands. See what I mean?
Cain is just about the ultimate bad boy. What he's got that makes him such the bad boy is, more than anything, the voice.
When I first stole into this chamber centuries ago, I did not fathom the true power of knowledge.
I would say Cain's a really good bad boy because he's bad at the same time, yet he has a rightful cause for being bad, He's trying to protect the good from the evil.
Cast him in.
Cain, he drinks blood. It's pretty bad. I mean, you don't get much worse than that.
And plus, he's trying to more or less conquer the world and, do away with most humans, which is in with the bad boy agenda.
Let's bounce from a blood lover to a guy in deep cover as we check in with the character at number 9, Splinter Cell's Sam Fisher. Sam has a lot in common with James Bond. They're both secret agents, they both have a ton of fancy gadgets, and they both risk life and limb on a daily basis. But where Bond gets to enjoy the perks of the job, Fisher gets to enjoy very little. If he succeeds, he moves on to the next job. If he dies, his cohorts will deny his existence. Man, where's the fun in being a badass if you can't brag about it to anybody? time to examine a different kind of covert ops guy, a ninja. Coming in at number 8 is Hotsuma, the take-no-prisoners hero of the new shinobi. With a sword that grows in power the more effectively he uses it, and a unique shadow tracer effect, Hotsuma's got the kind of skills that a man needs when he's looking to avenge the death of his entire clan. And with a workload like that on his plate, you can see why this ninja has no choice but to play it out like a bad mother trucker.
Oh, Hotsuma, come on. Flying around, throwing ninja stars, chopping guys' heads off, killing mutant Doberman pinchers. What else can you ask for in a bad boy?
Any ninja is a serious bad boy by definition because they carry swords around on their back. There's no other type of bad boy. That's like the best bad boy. And they have scarves, you know, ninja masks. He doesn't mess around. He just slices you up if he has a problem with you.
Well, yeah, he's a ninja. And his actions speak louder than words, so I would say, yeah, he's there because he slices people in half and in quarters, and he's a ninja.
Hey, when you can kick everyone else's butt, you get away with a lot. And when we come back from the break, we'll see exactly what kind of bad boy behavior you guys have been getting away with. Plus, we'll keep counting down the baddest of the bad. Does a dude named Oren grab the top spot, or will an Australian hedgehog-like thingy give him a knuckle sandwich? Find out when we come back on Filter. Welcome back to Filter. I'm Diane Mizota, counting down gaming's biggest bad boys. The rankings for Filter shows come directly from the responses you post on the G4 website. To make your vote count, log on to g4tv.com/filter and select the Filter Rater. Then choose a category, vote on a scale of 1 to 10, and we'll take care of the rest. While you're there, be sure to post your suggestions for topics and games you'd like to see covered in future episodes. Getting back to the countdown, we check in with an atypical bad boy by the name of Knuckles. Knuckles is an echidna, which for all of you who don't have a PhD in zoology, is a hedgehog indigenous to Australia and one of the first mascots to ever garner a bad boy reputation. The hard-edged, feisty little jerk locks down the 7th spot.
Knuckles is a red character. He's a bad boy because he just doesn't give a damn. In the platform world of cute characters, he's like, I don't care. I don't believe you, Sonic. You're all wrong. I'm going my own way.
Knuckles just sort of like is the next door neighbor bad guy.
He fits the profile of, you know, somebody that's doing something good, but defying, you know, the good character, the hero in the game. He's just trying to make Sonic's life a whole lot harder, but at the same time, you're also helping Sonic out.
Knuckles, he's just kind of like a bully.
With claws of steel, Knuckles is capable of bringing the pain. And with a pair of Beretta 9mm and a heart full of hate, so is our next guy. When Max Payne comes home to find his wife and baby murdered, Ben finds out he's been framed for a 3rd killing. Revenge is a dish that's best served 1 bullet at a time, in bullet time. And although the slow-mo feature may make Max more of a badass than a bad boy, he has plenty of other features that make him a shoo-in for the 6th spot. Let's start with the leather jacket. Can any of you guys touch Max when it comes to bad boy behavior? We asked a few people what they'd gotten away with, and here's what they had to say.
Bad boy behavior that I've gotten away with, I would say fighting at school?
I'd say kicking guys' asses and getting paid for it.
Bad boy behavior. Nothing I could talk about on TV, but I was a little pyromaniac when I was little.
Outrunning a cop. I've done it a couple times. We were going pretty fast on Sunset back to Santa Monica, and the police was behind us, 2 cars, and we knew he was coming after us. He had his lights on. So I pulled right really quickly, pulled right again, and basically outran this cop and got back on the freeway and ditched him.
A bad boy behavior that I've gotten away with is skipping class and just kind of doing my thing with my band or something, just go playing a gig instead of going to class and still getting the notes and acing the tests.
I was a graffiti writer and a tagger in LA for a while. It harkens back to the same kind of philosophy behind Bad Boys. It's like, you know, I was a bad guy, but I had a core of goodness to me. I wasn't doing it to be malicious. I did it because I wanted to be cool or whatever it might be.
I personally haven't gotten away with much bad boy behavior. I haven't killed a lot of people yet. I do get a lot of girls, I'll admit that. I'm happy with that. But I haven't killed anybody yet. And I think once I get to that point when I'm ready to start killing people, I'll have finally achieved that bad boy status. But that's down the road.
I always knew you guys had a wild streak. Now it's time to meet someone else with one. Coming in at number 5 is Squall from Final Fantasy VIII. The angst-ridden military operative may be overly nihilistic, but when his friends need him, he'll ditch the attitude and go toe-to-toe with just about anyone. Of course, it doesn't hurt when you have a gunblade, a lethal sword that slices people open and then launches a spray of bullets into them. In the line of work that he's in, I'm sure the guy at number 4 wouldn't mind having a gunblade of his own. It doesn't matter though, because Tommy Vercetti could take care of business with a spoon if he had to. The Vice City mobsters lost a boatload of Colombian white, and since his employers aren't exactly what you'd call the forgiving type, Vercetti's got to go about finding it any which way he can. Say hello to a guy who knows how to get some serious mileage out of a chainsaw.
Tommy, he's sort of just a bad guy all around.
Tommy Vercetti is the quintessential bad boy.
I don't think he does have a whole lot of core goodness to him. I can't really think of much in the story of that game that he's actually trying to achieve this noble.
Tommy is the definition of a bad boy. He's got Ray Liotta as the voice of Tommy, so obviously anytime your voice is Ray Liotta, you're a bad boy just by persona.
He's probably number 4 just because he is to the very core a bad boy. He really doesn't have a whole lot of goodness going on in him.
If there is a bad boy in video games, it's Tommy Vercetti.
With his renegade approach, Vercetti was a sure fit for the countdown. But coming up after the break, we'll take a look at a few guys that barely missed the cut. Plus, we'll keep counting them down till we make our way to number 1. Can a hellbound PI take the trophy, or will a sneaky bastard steal it out from under him? Find out when Filter returns. Welcome back to Filter. I'm Diane Mizota, counting down gaming's biggest bad boys. We're down to the last 3 spots on the countdown, but before we blow the lid on the top spot, let's simmer down for a quick recap. Kane claws out a legacy and the 10 spot. Sam Fisher may be going it alone, but it's going quite well, thank you. The Splinter Cell star comes in 9th place. Hotsuma is hot. The Shinobi star secures an 8th place finish. Knuckles throws down and lands himself the 7th spot. You feel Max's pain while he feels your love as the leather-clad Noir star gets voted into 6th place. Squall uses his gunblade to carve up a 5er, while Tommy Vercetti carves Vice City a new one, finishing up in 4th place. Our next guy, however, gets the job done with a little more style. After all, he's got the threads, he's got the sword, and above all else, he's got the flask.
I
would say Oren is a video game bad boy because he can put up with Titus, who is one of the most annoying characters ever, and not kill him.
He's got, you know, a mean streak. He's got a bad attitude, and I think that has a lot to do with, well, he's dead.
He just has a bad attitude. You know, he doesn't take crap from anyone, and he's got that flask that he drinks from, so that might be the cause of his bad attitude. But he's a good guy. You know what I mean? I think he's a good guy. He's a bad boy, but he's a good character.
With all that class, it's easy to see why you guys tabbed Oren in the top 10. But before we move on to the 2 biggest bad boys, let's check out a few that got filtered out.
One bad boy that I think you guys should put on your list would be Wolverine. His agility is just incredible. I mean, he's lightning fast and he doesn't wear out. He's like the mutant that'll live forever, but yeah, he's really awesome.
One character that should be on your list that isn't is the Hulk. Fairly new game, but again, you know, he's trying to do good things, and he does end up doing good things, but in order for him to do those good things, somebody either has to do bad things to him for him to go off, or, you know, in order to do the good thing, he has to do something bad.
Person that you guys forgot to mention on there is Bowser. You know, because he's a dinosaur. He looks like, you know, he doesn't look like anybody else. So I like Bowser, you know. You guys forgot to put him on there, so.
I think King Koopa or Bowser, whichever name you go by, he's your definitive bad boy, because Mario's your definitive good guy.
Now that we've paid our respects, let's pay some props. When it comes to the slickest of the slick, the coolest of the cool, and the baddest of the bad, you guys voted early and often for Devil May Cry's Dante and Metal Gear's Solid Snake. Dante's got the cool red duds and the fancy sword, but this PI hits the netherworld with one of the coolest tricks this side of Houdini when he juggles bad guys in the air with his pistols. Snake, however, isn't about the show. He's about the down low, and the original stealth genre hero scores major points for the chiseled good looks and gravelly voice. There's no question that they're both bad, it's just a matter of who's badder. So let's do it to it and find out who takes it as Coat meets Unitard in another Filter Face-Off.
Solid Snake is a bad boy. On one hand, he works for the government, but on the other hand, he does hide in cardboard boxes and kill people. And that's pretty bad boy to me.
In a Filter Face-Off, I think I'd have to go with Solid Snake over Dante. He's so gruff, he's so like tired and fed up with everything he has to do, but he has no problems doing it and killing people. It's pretty essential. I think he's definitely the winner.
Dude, the guy's got a mullet.
I think Solid Snake's a bad boy because he's the only character in video games that can get away with a mullet.
Did I mention he has a mullet? All right, cool.
In a face-off, I would say Dante.
I think Dante would in the face-off.
In a Filter Face-Off, if you were to put Dante and Solid Snake next to each other at the top spot, I'm gonna have to go with Dante. He's got the white hair, he turns into a demon. Despite how cool Solid Snake is as a character, you just can't compete with changing into like a whole nother life form.
He's like a half demon, half man. He's pretty awesome. You know, he pulls out his guns, doesn't mess around, just goes at it. I mean, he's really cool. He's something very unique, unlike the others.
I would have to go with Dante, just because he's a superhero for the 21st century.
So, who did you go with? The polls are closed, your votes are counted, and your choice for gaming's biggest bad boy is Solid Snake. One word, mullet.
You're
Well,
under arrest.
for what?
Impersonate a police officer.
Well, that wraps up this episode of Filter. Remember, the opinions expressed on this show are yours, not mine, so make your vote count on future episodes by logging onto the Filter show page at g4tv.com/filter. Until then, I'm Diane Mizota, and I'll see you next time.